very critical stakeholder. And then our partnership with you, I think it can take the country forward. I think you are equally concerned like us as government. And that's where you come in also as media to also educate the people to say the constitution of the country, yes, there's rights enshrined on it. When you have the rights, whatever you do, you protest, as the president has called in the response to his budget vote, is that when you do that, you need to do it in a way that you don't tremble on the rights of other children. Like now, the children are not going to school. I think it's also an area for concern for you as members of the media to say, what do we do that will assist the situation? So Minister Van Rijn is going to brief you on what has happened since we came in here as the ministerial task team. And then thereafter will also afford you an opportunity to interact with us so that if there are questions for clarity, we also welcome your proposal. This is not a government problem alone. You so equally as partners, I believe you have got a role to play in assisting us to deal with this situation. With these few words, I would like to hand over to Minister Van Rijn so that he briefs you on the happenings around these matters.
Thank you very much, Minister Mutambi. As I came in here, I welcome some of you to this night shift session. We are working around the clock to ensure that we stabilize this area, the affected area, as you all know by now. But also, we are going to spare no effort as we try our level best working with other stakeholders, to stabilize our affected areas. Now, you have been following us, and I think I must commend you for that, because through your work, you have been able to take the country, and of course...
Yeah, she said you wouldn't call. But you did.
I just wanted to see you again.
Here I am.
Okay. I want to make a toast.
Go for it.
Okay. I just want you to know that I don't take any of this for granted.
Good to know.
I know this is new, brand new, but I just want you to feel like you can
meet ourselves, to a process that will ensure that we don't experience such type of violence in the future. We commit ourselves to dialoguing and negotiating around whatever areas of concerns that might be there, whatever areas of differences that might be there. Now, we are happy to indicate that we have been working very, very closely with our traditional leadership, more especially under the guidance of Koshikolu, Tony Ramabulani, and of course other senior traditional leaders in the area. But also we have enjoyed a good working relationship with other sectoral leadership in the community. This includes your faith-based leadership, but also this includes NGO leadership that are in the area. And we can confirm today that all stakeholders engaged condemn the violence that has been experienced, but also they have committed to work with us as we resolve the situation. And I must also indicate that we have agreed with stakeholders that we should initiate a process of dialoguing around their reservations and concern on issues of demarcation. What we have established, which is a fact, not necessarily all our people here are against the demarcation board decision. There are two views here. There are those who are supporting the decision, and there are those who are not supporting the decision. So that's why we are saying let's subject this process to a dialoguing process, so as we are able to take them through, the processes that unfolded, but also we are able to make a determination of the best option going forward. So we are happy that there is an agreement in that area. We have established a technical team, and this team, of course, is led by ourselves, COCTA, and we will ensure that all stakeholders are represented in the activities of the cited team. But also there is an undertaking from stakeholders that as we deal with these issues, let's allow simultaneously normality to prevail. Let's allow our kids to go to school. Let's allow businesses to run normally. Let's allow our people to continue with their lives normally. So as we are then able to focus on real issues that they think are of concern to them. But also, what is very, very interesting here, not all our traditional, or maybe not all our constituencies in the affected district, not in all these constituencies properties were banned. In some constituencies, I mean, under the leadership of traditional councils, communities were able to defend their properties. Communities were able also to ensure that schooling continued in their areas. We have visited some few of those villages, I mean, yesterday and the day before, and it's very clear that we got very strong leadership in some of these affected areas, where people said, irrespective of our dissatisfaction, or maybe irrespective of our position on the outcome of the municipal demarcation board processes, we are going to remain calm, but at the same time, we are going to ensure that schooling continues, and we are going to ensure that no property is destroyed. And we really want to commend the leadership shown by those traditional leaders, but also the conduct, appropriate conduct shown by communities in those areas. And now, going forward, we have agreed that come Monday, it's all systems go in as far as schooling is concerned. Businesses will open, and obviously we expect that normality will prevail, and dialoguing and negotiation around concerns and reservations that some of our people have will simultaneously continue. And tomorrow, as a way of confirming, but also as a way of using prayer as a platform to communicate commitment of various stakeholders, tomorrow we'll be holding a prayer service, working together with the pastoral forum in this area, where we will be then getting also pledges or commitments from other civil society partners as to how they can be of help as we strive to restore normality to affected areas. I'm happy to confirm that in as far as schooling is concerned, we have received some commitment from various stakeholders, the private sector, and I can confirm that on issues of e-learning, we have received some assistance from Vodacom. They have committed to assist us with at least a number of tablets that will be used by learners, more especially our matriculants, who will be starting their winter exams very soon. And of course, there is a private initiative called Legacy Project. They've obviously mobilized some books, and they have indicated that they will be assisting high schools. In fact, we will be meeting them immediately after this meeting to confirm this contribution. So we would really like to take this opportunity to encourage whomever who think he might be of assistance as we strive to restore normality in the affected areas, to come on board, to partner with us as government, so as we support the affected areas, and we ensure that our kids are not denied an opportunity that is so much important, I mean, for them to prepare for their future. So in a nutshell, we think we are making good progress in terms of stabilizing the area. And of course, as you are all aware, there is also progress that is being made in terms of apprehensions and arrest, I mean, in the affected areas. And we hope that this will lead to serious convictions that will send a strong message to our people that banning schools, destroying our property is not an option. And we wish that the judiciary system will really be very, very tough on sentences of those who will be found guilty on such a serious activity, which we deem a criminal activity for that matter. And I think really, thank you very much for continuing to be with us here and reporting, some of these incidents as they happen. It helps a lot to take our community and to take our country on board. Thank you very much. And we are looking forward to a fruitful engagement. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister van Rooyen. Is there anything that members of the Interministerial Committee want to input on MEC, Executive Mayor and Mayor?
Thank you very much. I think from the district point of view, what we can indicate is that in terms of education, members of the panel and people who are here, the district presents the highest number of learners in terms of matric examination. And our district has been performing well in terms of those results. So for us as a district, when we had to spend 2 weeks with learners not going to school, it's a serious challenge for us. Looking at the number of learners that are affected, close to 52,000 learners, close to 100 and something schools that are affected by learners who are not going to school. So for us, it's indeed a serious matter. From our point of view, we have done a submission that we have done to the provincial government in terms of the processes that requires us and the provincial government to declare this area an area of disaster. And we have done that, and I think from provincial government point of view, they've already processed it through cabinet. So I think that is what we can report. We are looking forward as a district to see our learners going back to school. We are also looking forward to normality prevailing in that area, and all roads and infrastructure protected. And we also want to reiterate the message from the Minister that we want to thank some of the communities that had to stand firm and say they want to protect their properties. They want to protect government infrastructure. We want to thank all those communities, because we have communities like communities around Chikonelo who had to guard their infrastructure, communities around Murenje, communities around Davana, communities around Hlanganani area of Bungeni, and all other surrounding areas who had to stand firm and say, we can't allow hooligans to come and destroy the properties of our children. So we want to say thank you very much for that. We also want to reiterate that on behalf of the district, we are going to work very hard to ensure that learners indeed go back to school, and we are going to assist them in as far as all the other aspects, because besides them going back to school, as learners, they also require some sort of counseling. Because if a child goes to a school and find it a school that she used to get into the class and realize that the class has been banned, so it can affect them as well psychologically. So that is another part that we also not to lose focus on, so that we prepare our learners to be able to get back to classes. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Minister. From the Provincial Executive Council, we know that the Premier of the province, Chupu Stanley Matabata, has appointed an interministerial committee constituted by MEC Coxter, MEC Education, MEC Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, as well as the MEC for Health. Now we have been joined by MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture. Since the establishment of the Interministerial Committee, we have been working very hard because this committee did not start to work now when there are tensions in the area. It worked with the area and the people of those areas before they could even go to court. We've been with the engagements with them, and even after the outcome, we said we're not going to stop those engagements, we're going to proceed. And indeed, we continue to engage with them, even when we go to those communities now, where we are working together with senior traditional leaders. There are over and above the issues of demarcation. The communities are raising other challenges that we think it is our responsibility as government to look in terms of those. They are raising issues of challenges of housing, challenges of roads, challenges of water, which we think while we are dialoguing on the issues of the demarcation, but indeed as government, we're supposed to say what is the developmental pact that we should be able to come up with to say, even when people are raising the issues of demarcation, but how do we make sure that we balance where there is imbalances in terms of service delivery provision? We're really excited by the support and the warm reception we get. I've spoken about senior traditional leaders that we're working with, but over and above the civil society. When we met with the senior traditional leaders in the area, the new entity comprised of 21 senior traditional leaders from Malamlele, Hlanganani, and Vuan. They all agree and speak in one voice. They want the shutdown not to proceed. They want their kids to go to school. But there are issues of social cohesion that we can undermine. And we think even when kids are going to go to school on Monday, some of critical programs still need to continue. We need to continue with the dialogue. We need to continue with the issues of finding one another if people have got dissatisfaction, whether on demarcations or on service delivery. And for that process, we're saying, as the provincial government, will continue to allow the space of the people that they think they are not satisfied with some of the government processes, so that in one or another, we must find in the short-term solution, we must find in the medium solution, and find the long-lasting solutions for our own people in general. And we therefore say we are ready for Monday. The executive mayor has already indicated that the Executive Council of Limpopo has met on Wednesday, where we have resolved to declare that area as a disaster area and support. The assessment has been done already. We know how many admin blocks have been banned and what it will cost, how many classes are required, how much money will cost, both in the short term, in the medium term, and in the long term. And we're even going to accept whatever civil society and the churches are saying. They're going to make their churches and the buildings that are there available for our own kids to start schooling on Monday. And for that reason, we're saying we continue to appeal to those that wishes to make those donations. As government, we want to partner with those for the sake of the future of our own children. Thank you. Thank you, MEC. Now it's time for questions.
Maybe before we even entertain, I was told that this is not a formal session, but I can see people are very formal here. I'm not sure. But maybe it's important to indicate that over and above church spaces that have been promised by churches, or maybe spaces that can be used from those community amenities that are still in good condition, we must indicate that we are entertaining, working, of course, with the relevant sector department, relocating some of the mobile classrooms that are there in the province and also in other provinces. And that process will kick in with earnest as from tomorrow. And we hope that this will temporarily assist to address the issue of space in some of the structures that has been bent down. I think it's very important to bring that to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get some show of hands? Who's gonna ask questions? Okay. Go News. SABC. Okay. You'll help me, Mr. Matthew. You can start.
Go News and then SABC. Introduce yourself again for the sake of the panel that arrived now and then like that.
Utoma Karamaja from Go News. My question is, while the government is busy addressing the crisis in Wuhan, I just want to find out if they are also looking at the issue of tribalism that has that started way back with the Malamulele crisis. That seems to be continuing even in Wuhan, because there seems to be a division there as we cover stories there. You'll find that there are sections of the communities that are saying we can't go there because the other tribe is this and that. So if we can find out from you if you're also looking in that, so that even going forward in other areas we don't have situations like this where people want to divide each other like during the apartheid era. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, witness from the SABC. Minister Van Rooyen partly answered the question I had for him, but I just want to basically check as to, are we going to see mobile classrooms and stationery delivered to the affected schools? And so that, as you've indicated, that all systems go, will we really see learning and teaching resume at areas where admin blocks and other important structures were gutted down on Monday?
Is there any other questions so that we take 3 before they respond? Ministers?
All right, thank you very much. Indeed, we picked up that some of the staffs in our clinic, one of the clinic, I think it's in Mashau, were expelled from facilities based on tribalism, the language that they speak. Now, but also we were also informed by the taxi industry that some of their clients were removed from a taxi because of the language that they are speaking. So this is a fact. I mean, this is being reported by people who experience these practices. So now it says, as much as we know that our community here has been living in peace and harmony, irrespective of the issue of ethnicity or tribe, and as a result, that led to serious interconnectedness between various tribes. I mean, people are intermarried here. This issue of unity among tribes is so entrenched here. So it's very clear that irrespective of that, we still find some undertones, opportunistically, of tribalism being used when there are such problems. Now, responding to that, as a caring government, we think we should once and for all pay full attention to this problem. It's very clear that we haven't extensively exhausted all the measures that should be exhausted or that should be looked at, I mean, to deal with this problem. Now, we have engaged the Department of Arts and Culture to ensure that we come with a social cohesion program that will specifically, I mean, focus on some of these issues. But also, we also want to take a further investigation because there are serious allegations that are being made which are linked to tribalism. We want to make a quick investigation into those allegations so as we arrest this situation, because we can't afford our people, I mean, having to be divided on the basis of which tribe they belong to. We have won this fight long ago. We have buried the demons of ethnicity and tribalism when we dealt with apartheid. But it's very clear that we still have some undertones that we need to address. And consequently, we have agreed that we need to kickstart a comprehensive social cohesion program in the area. And then the issue of Monday, of course, we will start somewhere. As you know, my colleague cited that, of course, kids going back to that environment and establishing that, I mean, the school that they used to attend is destroyed. It might be a bit traumatic, and as a result, we need time, I mean, to really have this system running smoothly. So we will start on Monday, and as we move along, of course, we'll attend to those gaps as we pick them up. But the reality of the matter is that all of us are committed to see learners going back to school on Monday. Thank you.
Any other response before we take questions again? We'll cover. Any other questions, please? Let's ask. And by the way, there's no municipality called Malamlele. No? That's just by the way. We have seen it being reported. You want to make a follow-up or is it a new question? Okay.
Thank you. Maybe just to find out, with regard to the establishment of the new municipality, as we all know that it was kick-started with a crisis in Malamlele. So we just want to find out if those people who were demanding a municipality in the Malamlele area, are they not able to, is there no possibility of forming a municipality without including parts of Makado?
Any other questions?
It's indeed the people of Malamlele for more than 10 years. They've been wanting to have their municipality. Their issue started in 2000. They continue to make submissions. The demarcation board continue to decline it. The last time they did decline it to say, we've made the investigations and we think Malamlele doesn't qualify to be a municipality. Now we've got a new entity that has been put in place. That new entity includes the areas of Malamlele, includes the area of Hlanganani, includes the areas of Vuane, which is a completely a new entity altogether. So the demarcation board has made its own determination, which the people of Vuane felt they were not happy with that determination. They've taken the matter to court. The court has pronounced itself. Now, with these new engagements, the questions we need to start answering is to start listening to the people that says we are not satisfied with this new municipality. We are creating a space to listen to them. What is their issues that they want to raise with government? Why do they think they are not happy with the new entity? What proposals do they want to make to government? And when we are going to these communities, already they are even coming up with ways of saying, we think want to appeal. Is that constitutional right to do it, like they did to go to court? So, but now we don't want to start the engagement here. We're saying to all stakeholders, we're going to interact with the affected people. Listen to them, get the demarcations board, listen to them, together look at possible options in terms of the law or whatever proposal they're putting in place. And for that reason, we would want to stop it there so that we don't enter into the engagement that has not started. And in a very short while, the leadership led by the minister, our provincial department, together with the affected communities of Vuane, with the demarcations board, are going to sit around the table. So our plea is let us not try to enter into the nitty-gritties of that process so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where already before people go to the engagements, they've got preconceived ideas or predetermination in terms of the outcome of the interaction.
Minister?
I've seen two hands there at the back. Are you covered?
We're joined by the Minister of State Security, Minister Mashogo. Thank you, Minister. Any other questions for clarity? It's an engagement. Remember, it's an interactive engagement. There's no stupid questioned. So if you want to know or understand anything, like I said, we are joined by the Minister of State Security. You can ask anything from the ground, what you think you have heard and what you think you need to be clarified upon, so that when we get out of here, all of us are in one accord. We've invited the media so that we clarify certain things, and the leadership is here. It's an opportunity that you don't usually have. If there are no questions, maybe the ministers would like to clarify certain things again before we can just close the broadcasting and have an interactive session. Minister of Communication, you take it off.
Thank you, Mr. Matima. Then we have just received now the formal appointment. Remember when we started with the ministerial task team? I've since received now that we are an interministerial committee on Vuani. We've been appointed by the president, and the members of the IMC comprise of the following: Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs as chairperson, the Minister of Basic Education, the Minister of Communication, the Minister of Police, Minister of Public Works, and the Minister of State Security. As I've said earlier, we had said that yourself as media, you are a critical partner in ensuring that there is smooth and accurate flow of information through your various platforms to the public out there. Hence, it's our call to you as members of the media that we want this partnership so that we promote these messages and come with the intention to promote a feeling of safe communities. Remember, these are all the communities that ourselves and yourselves serve. So that's why we are saying a national dialogue that is built on finding ourselves even across the West and cruel racial divisions of our divided past, so that we can do it again, ourselves and yourselves, to be a proud society, so that we call upon you to join us so that we spread this message. But like the Minister of Culture has said, you have done well thus far. So we are saying let's go forward to make sure that we assist our people in giving them information that will also make sure them that they feel safe. I don't know if Minister Matlobe want to say something.
I'm covered.
He's covered. And I don't see any other hand. I would like then to ask the Mayor of Makado Municipality to thank you. Then we'll give you the announcements later.
Yeah, thank you very much, ministers and the MEC and our executive mayor, the media house, and members of the public who are here, and those representing various stakeholders. First and foremost, I would like to thank and to appreciate those members of the public out there who really understand that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, who understand the history, our past history, who understand very well that the Vendas and the Shangans have been living together for a very long time. Like it is already indicated here that there has been intermarriages staying together harmoniously. We want to appreciate those members of the public. We saw it yesterday in one of the villages in Davana, to be particular, where people were very happy, very much excited in terms of the new municipality which is there, which we all need to support. And also to thank the young people in this region who organize themselves and go for a campaign which they say is a hashtag, the banning of schools must come to the end. And not only the banning of the schools, which will have to come to an end, but also to make sure that those who are involved or were involved in terms of destroying government properties, they must also fall. Also to appreciate those members of the public who are out there assisting the law enforcement agency so that we bring peace and stability in our communities. The various stakeholders out there which are speaking in unison, agreeing that come Monday, children must go back to school. We also want to appreciate that. Program Director, Minister, let me also appreciate the effort of our ministers, the MEC, and the Executive Mayor, which for sure shows the spirit of intergovernmental relation, that when we are together, this is one challenge. And we can, as government, make sure that that municipality be developed to become a model in South Africa, whereby we indicate, regardless of its having been started with these challenges, but of course, that municipality can then have potential to be developmental. As I proceed, moving towards conclusion, it is upon all of us who are here, who today coming out of here, we need to spread positive messages, to say it is upon all of us to make sure that stability, peace in the new entity, in the area of Makhado, where things are not well now, that as a matter of urgency. Program Director, I want to appreciate the time you have given me. Thank you very much.
Maybe before, I had an interaction with learners today. There was a rally organized by COSAS that I attended, and they made a special plea which really touched me. They said, I must convey as we engage with stakeholders that you ban their school, you ban their future. Now I'm trying to say to yourselves, please convey this message to the public that let's stop banning the schools because they are the future for our kids. Thank you. I just wanted to really bring this to your attention because it really touched me.
MEC, can you give us the announcement as we close?
We make the announcement that the Vhembe Pastors Forum has decided to convene a prayer session tomorrow. As government and different stakeholders, and we have agreed we are going to join them. Our ministers, Premier, all our leadership is going to join the prayer tomorrow. That prayer is going to take place at Mashao. It is starting at 11 o'clock. So we'll appreciate that we all go support. They've invited all different stakeholders to go and make sure that whatever work we do, we as well need prayers for us be able to really have some wisdom of indeed finding solutions to whatever challenges that we're experiencing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of our briefing session. Dinner is set. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Give them a good round of applause. This is that time where we can interact, exchange business cards.
Well, that was the Interministerial task team reporting back on its activities in the Vhembe area, of course, after those schools were burnt to the ground. In shot there, Des van Rooyen, Cooperative Governance Minister Faith